Yeah, there is apparently, I really do. I feel bad for this guy because it doesn't matter how good of a job he does as Geralt. He's cooked. It's over. People have already decided that he's wrong. Why change the actor? Feels bad? Yeah, I mean, well, I mean, you've changed actors, like, in other stories. Like, there's actors that have been changed. Like, the Mountain got recast, like, 3 or 4 times in Game of Thrones. But, like, he's, like, a third-level character. Like, he's not even in the story, really. So, you know, like, it happens. But, and it's the main character. I think that's the difference.
Nerderotic.com.
Greetings, you over 1 million practitioners of common sense and the 40% who haven't subscribed yet. Henry Cavill is probably laughing his ass off right now, and it's not just because James Gunn's Superman, or Superman's James Gunn, finished its worldwide theatrical run at $615 million, which, the last time I checked, although I'm not very good at math, is a lot less than the $668 million brought in by The Man of Steel in its worldwide theatrical run over 10 years ago without adjusting for inflation. And while you think that will be enough to provide some snot bubble-inducing laughter, I'm actually concerned for Henry's health right now because Netflix decided to one-up it by dropping a full Witcher Season 4 trailer, which also happens to be the first trailer of any kind for this show, released a whopping 3 weeks before it premieres. Now, they did release a small clip a couple of weeks prior to this trailer that was ratioed and roasted into oblivion.
Oh my god.
Some shocking...
Everybody fucking hates it. I mean, just cancel it. Honestly, you know what I've said before? Some babies deserve to be aborted. I think this is one of those times.
But perhaps I'm being too harsh. Maybe Lauren Hissrich and her crew of feminists, after being humbled by the entire world and Henry Cavill, have decided to turn over a new leaf and, never mind.
Oh, God. Supposed to be the Baron. Oh, come on. The Witcher.
You've spent a lifetime battling monsters and men.
Well, actually, Geralt has spent a lot of time being nerfed in his own show, including, but not limited to, being injured in the final episode of Season 1 so the girls can fight it out. And those monsters he was fighting, more often than not, were some variation of a woman who was subjugated by a man, so we should feel really bad when she dies, including the testicles with women's faces.
By the way, every single time that there was an option to, like, either spare or kill a character in Witcher 3, I killed them every single time. You're a succubus? You're dead. You're a Doppler? You're dead. You're a werewolf? You're dead. It doesn't matter. I'm fucking kill every single time. Always kill him.
Spending his greatly reduced screen time chasing around the girl who's the key to everything.
Entire being is dedicated to finding someone who you fear you failed. Your Ciri.
We are joining Geralt across the continent to reclaim her.
Whatever he's up to, Ciri's at the center of it. We need to save Ciri.
What if I can't save her?
And lo and behold, Ciri is, for the 4th season in a row, the girl who is the key to everything. And I know she eventually becomes that in the books that were published over 30 years ago when it wasn't as much of a trope, but it is now, and this is probably why you don't take 6 years to produce 4 seasons where Geralt was never the central focus.
She's not who she says she is.
I feel like a lot of the excitement and the popularity of The Witcher is derived from people that probably played the games. I think that a lot of people played the games and they liked the games a lot. I think that it should have been centered around Geralt going on adventures with Ciri, and then at some point you can still have that happen while at the same time making her be a key part of the story and the most important key of the story. You can do both of these things. The game did this thing. Why can't you do it with a fucking show?
These are supposed to be the notorious and brutal rats from the books, although you can't really tell here. It looks like they're just standing around waiting to be offended. But I don't think there is a single image from a Netflix adaptation that represents a Netflix adaptation better than this.
What a company I've ended up with.
Ooh, maybe I spoke too soon. This is Liam Hemsworth as the Temu Witcher. And listen, I've got nothing against the guy. He's got some big shoes to fill. I just hope he got paid a lot.
I mean, yeah, they literally have it. Like, he's set up to fail. I feel bad for the guy. Obviously, he took the bag, he took the money, etc. But, like, realistically, I mean, there's never gonna be there's no way that he comes out of this and people don't hate him. right? I mean, like, Cavill just fit for the role. Well, no. Actually, what was really funny is that a lot of people, when Henry Cavill was originally cast for The Witcher, a lot of people were very skeptical about it. And they were like, well, we don't know about that. The Witcher's supposed to be like, you know, more of like a kind of grungy guy. You know, he doesn't have like the facial structure. He's not the same thing, you know, and a lot of people were skeptical of it. I mean, people were skeptical of, you know, Heath Ledger playing the Joker, right? Because the movie he did before that was Brokeback Mountain. So I think it's definitely, like, there's a lot of instances where that's the case, but he just nailed it. Like, Henry Cavill did a really good job. But the difference is that I think here it's like people are like, it's so insurmountable. It is. It's so insurmountable. I don't know. I was legit skeptical about Henry being Geralt. He proved me wrong as fuck. Yeah, he did.
You can pump the brakes on the whole global phenomenon thing, Netflix. The only thing that's remarkable about this show is the fact that you didn't cancel it and how much money you're willing to put into lore and history competence.
Something is shifting on this continent. Vilgefortz is gathering an army.
We finally get a shot of The Witcher's main character, Yennefer, and this season's antagonist, Vilgefortz, who, surprisingly enough, is after Ciri.
Whatever he's up to,
I would have never guessed.
She will be mine.
Please have a seat right there.
And of course, there's a heavy dose of the obligatory feminist gobbledygook girl bossing.
Can we win this fight?
And it wouldn't be a Witcher series without hysterical women screaming over dramatically.
Oh, God. This sounds like, what is this, Portland?
And the most disappointing casting of all, what are we doing here, is Lawrence Fishburne. And while his resemblance to the character in the game is uncanny along with all the other Netflix casting, it's not disappointing that he was offered the role. It's disappointing that he accepted it. And it doesn't help that he's delivering lines stolen from Hillary Clinton's campaign slogan.
I don't have a problem with that. That's my opinion, is that if you want to race swap a character, Lawrence Fishburne is an S-tier actor. He's great. I would give him a shot. I would. I don't think it's an issue. I think that really you're talking about having a really, really high tier, high quality actor doing this. Yeah, it's Lawrence okay? Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, I don't think it's a big deal. It doesn't matter.
What's something that you always carry with you? The Witcher.
Yeah. And Yasker is back, a character who was tolerable in season 1, and then they turned him into the sitcom gay best friend.
You did not mention anything about an ominous graveyard of death.
That's some brilliant writing there. Last time I checked, all graveyards are graveyards of death. Anyway, the only character development Yasker has had over 3 seasons is he's gay now. Speaking of that, I'm still waiting for my good friend Dan Vass to cover that song that Yasker sang to his boyfriend.
Man.
Then there's Liam Hemsworth's take on Geralt of Rivia, especially the voice as compared to Henry Cavill's. Not exactly seamless, but it might give you whiplash. Let's move! Dude, I was waiting for him to say bro there. He sounds like a jock. I guess gone is the stoic Geralt, and at least Henry tried to channel Doug Cockle's voice from the games. And it's not just the voice, you see Liam smirking. And this just comes off looking like a parody or a fan film, not to disrespect the fan films. To be fair, this show has always had its problems with production design, hair, makeup, costumes, and general verisimilitude from the Nilfgaardian ballsack armor and...
Wait. How is it that Lord of the... Like, this is... Look at that, bro. You know what that reminds me of? There it is, guys.
Can I have this water here?
This is the Nilfgaard General right here.
Claiming that right there.
Yeah. There he is. See him? We're just gonna kill him. Well, hey, that's kind of what they did to the show, right? So it makes sense. I think that's another really big issue that a lot of these shows have, that a lot of people might not realize, is that the way that the dialogue is spoken is just, it feels like it's very modernized, and it doesn't feel like you're really in a fantasy world. Just by the way, just the way they talk, the tone, the words that are used, it just doesn't feel, it doesn't have that level of escapism.
Then there's this girl in the Rats who went to the local Sally's Beauty Supply on the continent and got herself some Wella Blondor Volume 20 to bleach that hair. And before we go any further, I know where you're going in the comments section. My wife was a hairstylist. That's the only reason I know that.
Yeah.
Right. I guess it could have been a weave, but whatever it is, Netflix and Lauren Hisrich wanted to make damn sure this epic fantasy based on Polish folklore reflected the Los Angeles they live in today. But credit to Netflix for knowing their audience and probably guessing correctly that within 30 seconds you would be bored of this trailer. So just in case you didn't notice with your own eyes that they recast Geralt, they decide to go full meta. And they start out with a little self-awareness.
Hope is reborn. Oh, right, because now they're recasting the... This is so shameless, man. So fucking shameless.
The Witcher is in a state of flux.
No shit.
No
You
shit.
are becoming something new.
Hope he gets canceled. Yeah.
How will you be reborn?
Listen, this will not be the first nor the last time a major character is recast and then dealt with the subtlety of a napalm enema. Yes, actors leave projects and characters get recast all the time. Hell, Netflix had to deal with an actress recasting herself in real life, forcing a recast in the show.
Who elected you, Vanya?
It's, Victor.
Who's Victor?
I am. It's who I've always been.
Sure, Jan.
Oh, shit. I didn't even know about that. Oh, my God.
That was awkward, but this one's a little, okay, well, it's a lot different. To state the obvious, Henry Cavill was this entire show.
Yeah.
He was actually a fan of the games and the books. And it is reported that Lauren Hisrich and Netflix were thinking about replacing him in season 2 with Liam Hemsworth, which only would have resulted in the show being canceled sooner. And hell, Netflix saving a lot. But the fact of the matter is, Henry couldn't save this show because the writing is abysmal. Let's go back to this line from the end of the trailer.
How will you be reborn?
Aside from the subtle meta commentary, what the fuck does that even mean? And before anybody gets into, well, that line will obviously have some context in the show. Listen, I've seen all 3 seasons and it ain't happening. Keep in mind, these are the writers, including showrunner Lauren Hisrich, who thought it was a good idea to have Henry Cavill playing the titular character in The Witcher show only appear in 1/3 of his own series. Total running time for episodes 1 through 5, not counting credits, is 4 hours and 35 minutes. Geralt's screen time was 73 minutes, 24.8 seconds. Henry Cavill is only on screen for 27.97% of season 3, part 1.
That's crazy. Yeah. What are you doing? Geralt was made a side character? See, like, I remember I watched season 1 and I thought it was really good. I liked season 1. And then I heard season 2 was bad. I didn't even watch it. I was like, okay, I believe you. And that was it.
Season 3, part 2 is concerned, it's even worse. Total runtime for episodes 6 through 8, not counting credits, is 2 hours, 30 minutes, and 31 seconds.
2
Henry
hours.
Cavill's total screen time, 25 minutes and 3 seconds.
Wait, that's even less.
That means Henry Cavill is only in 16.67% of the final 3 episodes. The truth of the matter is, I think everyone is in agreement on this one, including
They hate
Netflix,
him?
whether
Yeah,
they want
apparently
to admit
they
it or
did.
not. From Ted Sarandos down to Lauren Hisrich to Liam
Jesus.
Hemsworth, who hopefully is counting a lot of money to make him feel better, to everybody watching this video, to everyone who's not going to be watching this show. It is cooked. But the good news is they really are bringing people together. Every time Netflix or a fan site
Everybody hates
posts some
this.
news, a promotional photo, a clip, or a trailer, they get destroyed in the comments, and it doesn't matter what the social media platform is. And you would be hard-pressed to even find a positive comment on any social media platform.
No, I don't think anybody gives a shit about this show anymore. I think that they don't. I think that, again, like the casting decision, like I remember whenever they cast Yennefer, and then the casting director or one of the people that was involved with the decision-making said that they wanted to find somebody that wasn't traditionally attractive. It's like, like, why would you say that? And I don't think that was the exact terminology, but that was the gist of what they were saying. It's like, why would you do that? Why would you say, like, isn't that an insult? What the fuck is wrong with you? Yeah, I remember. Yes, it was something insane.
I was willing to give this a chance without Henry Cavill, but the trailers just ruined Liam Hemsworth's career in less than 3 minutes. Look at all of these strong, confident women preparing for war while the supposed main character looks weak and constantly questions himself. Rotten Tomatoes will probably give it a 9 out of 10.
Yep.
It looks all right, I suppose. No, it doesn't. But it's not Geralt. Liam is a fine actor, but the shoes he is trying to fill are too big. Cavill is Geralt. Liam is discount Geralt. No matter, y'all butchered the lore anyway. Y'all, which I can say now because I live in Texas, ruined this show.
Oh, nice.
It had unlimited potential, but y'all went woke. Hired writers.
It was woke from the beginning. Like, this is one thing, is that if I ever see like a gender swap or a race swap with a character, and it's not like Regis being Lawrence Fishburne, like, then yeah, I'm going to assume it's garbage. Like, unless you're putting somebody into a role that is like an S tier, like, goated actor, I am going to assume it's going to be trash. I will. Like, I'm going to be real. Why? But why? The reason why is because you are now putting your social worldview and your politics ahead of being true to the source material. Fundamentally, that's what you're doing. Instead of casting somebody that is accurate to the source material and that would fit the role, you are instead doing something that fits your worldview. And so it shows at the very beginning, a lack of respect for the material and a lack of willingness to, more of a willingness to put your own opinion in instead of that. So that's the reason why. It's categorically a disrespect to the show. Yeah, Idris Elba as Heimdall is okay. Yeah, I don't think people really care when it's somebody who's like a really, really great actor. I think there's a lot of examples of that. Nobody complained about that because the guy's great. But the issue is that whenever you're just putting random actresses and actors in these roles for what seems to be diversity reasons, it seems weird. It's weird, it's off-putting, and I think it takes you out of the escapism, because when you see the character there, it reminds you, or at least it does with me, I think it does with a lot of people, that this character is only there in this way because of like a real-world cultural reason. You know, it's like, I think Aquaman is like, I remember in the comics, I think Aquaman's a white guy. Jason Momoa playing Aquaman, nobody cares because he's a great actor and he was a perfect Aquaman. So it's not about necessarily, it's not binary, but I think with a lot of these like Netflix adaptations, you're taking actors that don't have that level of like, star power and value, and then you're just putting them in these roles. And I think that it just seems extremely politicized. Yeah.
It's over. Why do you think replacing the main character after 3 seasons will work at all? I'm honestly asking, how fucking retarded are you motherfuckers?
True.
Liam's great. Henry's great. The issue isn't who plays the character.
Yeah.
In this case, it actually is, but I see your point. The issue has always been and will be the showrunners and writers messing with what makes the character so great. It's the fundamental misunderstanding that made people leave. All the haters will definitely see it just so they can trash talk every single episode.
They will. Yup. Yep.
And the comments on the massively ratioed trailer on YouTube aren't any better. Geralt sounding like Thor, cheesy magic, still, Sam Fender background music, witches using swords.
Who the fuck would do that?
Building an army, pretty sure Geralt or Yen never had an army. Global phenomenon, honestly, at this point, you just gotta laugh. What a company I've ended up with. Couldn't have said it better, Geralt. Hard pass.
Damn.
The Witcher 4, Love and Thunder. But I really think Dutch 14 sums it up the best. To the Netflix producers, you had one simple job: turn a best-selling book into a moving picture by taking its story.
And it's also like you had all the games that did additional lore as well. Like this was the freest show that you could have ever had. Like they basically storyboarded out like the way the characters would act and everything. Like it was a slam. Yeah, this was supposed to be super fucking easy. Like how do you mess this one up, guys?
And yet you failed. Do you want to know why? Of course you don't, but I'm going to tell you anyway.
Oh.
As you said in one of your interviews, you wanted to tell your own story in The Witcher's world.
Tell your own story and oh God. This is what they do. They get inside of something that's good and they make it bad. That's what they do. They're like, oh, well, no, it's not about telling the story. No, I know how to do it. No. We're not gonna listen to the guy that's being paid an infinite amount of money for you just to have the privilege of being able to adapt his books into a story. No, I, the Netflix producer, showrunner that nobody will remember in 5 years, knows totally better than this best-selling author that's being paid infinitely more than me just for the privilege to use his books. No, I know what's best. I'm gonna do it instead. Think about how fucking pretentious that is. It's unreal.
And the problem is that you and the you employ are nobody. And nobody cares about your stories. What I care about is Sapkowski's stories. His novels are a global phenomenon, not your series. The only phenomenon here is that you will still have a job and how your families managed to click 10,000 upvotes for this trailer. Well said, and we'll end it with this. Fans, fix the writing. Henry Cavill, fix the writing. Netflix, no, here's Liam Hemsworth. Fans, we're not going to watch it. Netflix, fans are so toxic.
They're so bad.
And I promise you, that's how the writers for The Witcher, including Lauren Hissrich, have rationalized it in their head. They have actually written a masterpiece. And if it wasn't for those pesky toxic fans, they would have probably gotten their 7 seasons.
What I think to be funny about this is that with any of these like shows or anything like that, even if you think all of the fans are toxic, they're still not going to buy the show. They're not going to watch the show. They're not going to buy the fucking DVDs or, you know, go see a movie or buy a game. So like, it doesn't really matter. Like this is what I think that these people have a problem with, is that they think because they have like some sort of moral authority that the entire world is going to just kind of align with them and work out anyway. Sometimes you can have the right opinion, but if enough people disagree with you, you're still wrong. And you might think that you're right, but when you're trying to sell a product, you're going to have a bad time. Why do they care so much about putting modern day politics into every project and casting decisions? Because they want to influence people's thought and they want to manipulate the way that they see things. It's pretty simple. I mean, it's, again, you know, I'm the kind of guy, it's like the most obvious answer is probably the correct one. The simplest answer is the correct one. It's because they believe in it and they want everybody else to believe in it and they want to force it on everybody. That's the reason why. Yeah, it's simple. They want people to think like this and see things this way. They're not writers, they're propagandists. I think so. I think in a lot of cases it's true.
Oh, and in my last video, we talked about this show costing $500 million. Well, now it's been reported that you can add another $200 million to the total, and now this disaster has cost $750 million. And when it's all said and done for Lauren Hissrich anyway, who wanted to go down in history as the first female showrunner of a hit male-skewing epic fantasy, will go down in obscurity as just the latest woman who has ruined male-skewing epic fantasy. And as far as
I mean, Harry Potter, I mean, this is the problem, is that women that write stories like this, and they think about the fact that they're a woman, and that's the focus, well, you're just a fucking retard. I mean, I think Expedition 33 was written a lot by a woman. Shadowbringers from Final Fantasy XIV was written by a woman. People love that. Harry Potter was written by a woman. There's plenty of women that have written incredible and great stories, and it's not, they're not good because it's a girl wrote. What are you, fucking retarded? The fuck is wrong with you? It's embarrassing.
Those toxic fans are concerned, well, Netflix has made the same mistake as every studio in Hollywood by intentionally mislabeling the passionate fan as the toxic fan so they can blame them for all their failures. And I'll leave you on the wise words of Henry Cavill, which might explain to Netflix why he's so popular, and maybe they'll learn that if they had listened to him, he would still be around and the fans would still be around.
When it comes to fans, it is a fan's right to have whatever opinion they want to have, and people are going to be upset because, especially when you're talking about books or games, because you're never going to be the exact person who they had in their head or who they played on Witcher 3, for example. I don't necessarily consider that toxic. I just consider that passionate.
Nerdrotic.com.
Yeah, it's not going to be perfect. That's just how it is.
If you like what you heard, please like, share, and subscribe. If you didn't like what you heard,
of course,
thank you for listening this long. I will see you in the next video.
I don't know how there's been such a media circle jerk around trying to patronize viewers and players of different content and then talk down to them and say how bad they are. Why would somebody want that? What is that? And this is the same thing that some streamers have and content creators. Like they have like this animosity towards their audience or something like that, or they're mad at their audience. Like, what the hell is wrong with you? Like, you have a great job, you get to do what you want to do, and now you're mad. What the fuck is going on? Why do people keep trying to impose their will on something outside of their control in order to change it? Because that's what they want you to do what they want. That's the reason why. And they are bossy, controlling, manipulative liars that want to infect everything that you like and change it into what they want. That's what happens. It comes down to entitlement. Yeah, that's really it.